This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey there, it's Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More. And if it's Tuesday, obviously we're always live, 154 live shows in a row. The streak continues. And one of the things I like about this show is all about women, minus Howard and I, because he's a dapper guy and I am not. But the thing about this, I love women. It's about women empowerment. It's about all kinds of great things with them. And obviously we're streaming on Talk 4 TV, K4 HD Radio, Talk 4 Media, and streaming on over 100 outlets right now as usual. So the good thing about this, summer starts this weekend. If you're in Southern California, you're in Florida, Tennessee, around the world, this is it. And it's always about empowerment, helping those artists. The arts matter, movies, music, and guess what? Dining Divas out of California. Who would have known? I was glad that I met these ladies, but it was really Carol Registered that gets the credit for this. I said, Carol, let's do something with them. And since she really connected with them, and I was looking at them from the side, at Easy Way Oscar viewing party, I'm like, what are these women doing? Dining Divas. I heard of Bikini Chef, and I'm all about voiceovers and everything like that. And when you can interview everybody from Barbara Lasari's or Wolfgang Puck, all of those people, those are our peoples in the beginning too. And as usual, Terri's jumping in live because she's been busy doing stuff. So Carol, I'm going to have you introduce everybody and then followed by locally Tosh, Howard. He's got some songs in Nashville, Tennessee, and Terri. Go ahead, Carol, take it away.
Oh, hey, I am super excited to be here tonight with the Dining Divas. These two lovely women are from the Dining Divas, California. Dining Divas TV is in 4 markets. It's New York, Texas, Florida, and California. And like you, Brian, I had the chance to connect with them, and it was like an instant bond, an instant connection at these beautiful women who come together and share their power to have amazing impact in the world. Susan Irby is the star of the Bikini Chef for several seasons, and she's doing incredible things with active lifestyle, clean eating, helping people to live that, great life that they deserve to live. She's written several cookbooks on top of it. And we've had the privilege to connect on our Unleashed and Unstoppable podcast just recently. So cool. So Justine Reiss, also, she's been a voiceover artist for 25 years. I've been with this woman and she's doing things in Greek and Russian and like incredible things. And so she's also a coach who helps us with our communication, being able to utilize our voice and bring it out. And in addition, she works with a neuroscience-based program called LaughterWorks. And they are here to really have a greater impact in the world, having won quite a few taste awards. You guys have won like 8 taste awards, right? Incredible things that they're doing. So welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here.
All right, Carol, tell them who you are, where you're coming from.
I am Carol Register, and I swallowed wrong. Hello. So I love helping women go from 6 to 7 figures. I do it in a program that is 100% guaranteed. And I am doing a masterclass this Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time called Heal Your Limiting Money Stories to unlock your seven-figure wealth, to share with you the secrets of how you can do this and do it really fast. In fact, one of my clients today, we celebrate wins every week, and she goes, I don't understand what's happening here. All this stuff is coming in and it's so easy. Why didn't I know this before? That's what I'm here for. So.
And then so Vocally Tosh, she was, she's been busy doing stuff. We get to hear a little bit more about her European trip, and I talked to her today about this. I have some things that specifically I can't wait to get off my chest and throw them to her, and she knows about these things. I'm excited about that, and I don't get excited about things. So Tosh was excited to have you ladies on, and anytime she's excited, that gets me excited because she doesn't get excited about a lot of things. Vocally Tosh, tell them who you are.
Oh my God, you're making me sound grumpy. Well, I'm Nathasha, or Vocally Tosh, as Brian calls me. And I've been with Brian since 2020. In 2020, I actually launched my singing career. I sing and write urban Latin music. So I'm Venezuelan, so I have this Hispanic roots, like very in me. So I write music that makes people, smile, laugh, enjoy, and kind of just forget about like the crazy stuff that happens in this world. And besides that, Brian was the first person that interviewed me on a show, and we became co-hosts and we bonded super well. And 5 years later, Jesus Christ, 5 years later, a lot has happened. My career has definitely been on a upward slope, which is very nice. A lot of growth in between the years. And that's my passion. I love to sing. Besides singing, I'm also dedicating a lot of time to social media and helping other creatives learn how to monetize their social media with either beauty products or with digital products, because you got to take advantage of what we have on our phone. This is like worth way more money than people think. This phone could be worth millions of dollars you guys have holding in your hands. So I help other creatives how to monetize and learn how to get that going. And that's a little bit about me. Brian said I was in Europe. I took my mom and I and my grandma went together. So we had a nice little girls trip over there. And I do have a song that's coming out this Friday. So get ready, because we're doing a little bit old school reggaeton, if you guys know what that means. And if you don't, you're still going to love it. With a little mix of bachata in there.
Nice.
See, obviously you could tell she's from Miami, being Venezuelan. Obviously Charles in Florida. And then Howard he's in Nashville, Brentwood, Tennessee. So he's got some storms going on there. Howard, tell them who you are, because you're in that special room with Divas this time.
Yeah.
I'm in the guest bedroom. I'm Howard Wiggins. I'm one of the top 35 leading interior designers, actor, model, dancer, podcast host, author. I have done voiceover also. That's very hard to do, I think, because, I did a rabbit, and rabbits don't talk. So what does a rabbit sound like? I don't know. But
I'm sure we can come up with a few things.
Yeah, I do what I can, and that's it. And I'm just enjoying life. I'm an old man, and I just want to go out with a bang. That's all it is.
Howard, you're an amazing dancer too. Your reels are viral.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And so ladies, he's more than that. He's just an elegant young man at 73. Everybody loves him around the world.
Don't make me a little older than I am.
And then we have Nonstop Terri.
Hi, everybody. I'm Terri Marie. I'm in California, Southern California. I've been with Brian since 2014, right after I won my first fitness show at the age of 46 at Muscle Beach. I placed in several fitness competitions, so I'm very into health and fitness, and trying to inspire women like over 40, over 50, that you don't have to fall apart, because I'm I'm in my late 50s right now, so I try to stay as healthy as possible. I do a lot of the red carpet events for Brian. As far as interviewing celebrities, I love doing that. It's one of my favorite things to do. I've acted off and on my whole life, modeled, fitness modeled. I do a lot of the red carpet events for Brian. As far as interviewing celebrities, I love doing that. It's one of my favorite things to do. I've acted off and on my whole life. modeled, fitness modeled. I've done a lot of I'm also in the world of orthopedics, so I work in the medical field, so I am nonstop for a reason. That's why I nicknamed myself that, because I always got something going on. So, but it's always about, I love to travel. I love good food, and it's all about meeting people and, experiencing this thing called life.
Yeah.
And Justine, when it's sorry, Terry's in Sherman Oaks, California. I'm in North Carolina right now, heading back to Los Angeles next Wednesday. So I love women who do voiceovers. There's many women that have helped that I wouldn't be doing things that we're doing. Lou Hunt was one of them. Don LaFontaine. Justine, I'm sure you recognize somebody's name. Dave Sebastian Williams. They are all responsible for me, helping me get where we are to help everybody else around the world doing what we're doing. And she, again, a woman told me that, Brian, you're the average American next door. You're the warm and friendly guy. When she said that, it said, pretend you're Greek, pretend you're Italian, use your hands. I started becoming less shy and I started coming out of my shell. And that's why you see me waving, because being in a voiceover booth. Justine, talk about that, because that's my love, and that career never goes away. And it can start off hard, but once you get into it, it's easy once you get into it.
Yeah. Anything's easy once you learn how to do it, right? And I think one of the coolest things that you actually just touched on is without even naming it, is voiceover has changed massively. I've been doing it for like over 25 years. And we used to go into the studio, you needed an agent. So people in Los Angeles and in bigger cities still have that mentality like, oh, it's tough and you can't get in and you can't break in. But truthfully, you can do it from anywhere. What you really need is the help. You really need what I call the 4 table legs. You need coaching and training. And you hit me square, because I have 3 Ps I like to talk about: pitch, pace, and physicality. People don't realize how much our smile and our hand gestures will affect our voice. And of course, like you said, right, you're behind a microphone, nobody sees what we're doing. And so we only have the voice to communicate. What works behind a mic might not work on film or TV, because it'd be like too much. But the famous Mel Blanc, the man of 1,000 voices, his kids said they could watch him in the booth and know what character he was doing by his posture. They weren't even hearing him. So it's something people don't realize, but it is one of my favorite things to do, is teach master classes in voiceover and teach the 3 Ps and see how much is unlocked. So it's very different now, because you can start from anywhere. I always recommend, don't go to big cities to look for work. There's too much competition. They're still comparing you to like the people that have been doing it for years, and you can be just as good if you have the tools. So the 4 table legs are this: coaching and training. You got to have a home studio now. You cannot work in voiceover without one. We don't go into the studio since COVID at all, ever. I do everything from here: dubbing, narration, audiobooks, all of it. Then you need good demos, right? And you don't want to skip great professionally produced demos. And then you need marketing, of course, like you do with everything. And then I always say there's a lovely tablecloth of community. And community helps us all with everything we do. And in voiceover, it's hard because we are remote. So there's online communities, and online communities can lead you to wonderful places like the California Dining Divas, which we get to be in person. And that is part of growth, like to be with all these women, and we all have such incredible specialties, and to collaborate together to move forward on voice, TV, Bikini Chef, our shows, our platforms. It's really, really wonderful.
Hey, Susan, I was going to ask you, how did you guys get together? But also KABC Radio, man, I was there for a little bit, when it was rocking back in the days, and 80s and 90s. That was one of the places to be besides Kiss FM, and then later Power 106. Again, the women never got enough credit. I remember being with Jay Thomas in the morning, going in the morning show sometimes. Power Mouth Patty was there. If it weren't for the women behind Jay, they were really the people. And again, Movie Reviews and More is built around women. It was always about the women in the world of dressage, women in the world of fitness, women, leaders, CEOs, those founders, what Carol does, what Tosh does, what Terri does, being older, going on the stage and doing stuff. That's where we built it. They never, in my view, got enough credit. And so till this day, I'm thankful those women in Tennessee that took me in and, hey, Brian, I want you to meet our people down here. if it weren't for women, we wouldn't be where we are. 750 million views and counting, one of the best in the world. 40 million views and counting on iTunes 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee. People you just don't, and these are our numbers, not station numbers, our numbers. So we did it differently, just like Justine was saying. You've got to have this stuff in. And so Vatash, you're that singer, so you have to have a different microphone when it comes, if you want to do voiceovers, and you should. You speak 2 languages. I encourage you to do that. Right, Susan? Right, Justine?
Do you know what?
Bilingual is happening.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions for Justine, but you answered it like right when you started talking. What do you need to do to start? The 4 Ps. So you answered my questions. This is something I've always thought about, because people say that I have an animated voice, and I talk a lot with my hands. I have a lot of gestures, but I've never really decided to be okay, let me try this, but I've always been curiosity has always been there.
Yeah.
Brian, I don't know
if
you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
Go ahead.
No, that finished. I'll finish what you're saying, and I'll say what I was gonna say.
Oh, I was just going to say, I appreciate that. And I think what people like, in so many of us, and especially women, I just want to do it on my own. I don't want to get help. Get help. That is what's going to move you forward with your business. Like going to Carol to get help, going to someone who's going to help you with your fitness, and a trainer, and help you with your nutrition. I think we think I should be able to do this on our own, but the investment that you can make to get these assets is really the difference between success and either not success or just a lot longer and a struggle. I often compare it to if you're on the shore of a beach and you got to get to the island. I want to bring my crew with me. I don't want to sail over there by myself in my boat, and I want to have fun. And the other thing I tell new voice talent is have fun if you're doing this. Have fun auditioning. Every time you get in the booth, you guys, I'm in a wardrobe. This is actually a wardrobe, and I call it my wardrobe of Narnia. And I come in here and I create characters, and I'm doing audiobooks or whatever I'm doing, or podcasts, and it's just, I come in here and it's a tiny space, but I feel soothed and creative in here. So create that space for yourself, no matter what you're doing, to continue to move forward and work together,
Justine, I didn't even bring up. So Brian, Justine, and I won People's Choice Award for the podcast episode we did together on reclaiming your voice. It was the bold and limitless woman, right?
Yes,
so all about women and the impact that we as women can have. And Susan is actively right now casting for America's Next Bikini Chef. How cool is that? There's some amazing prizes. If they win regionally, they get $10,000 plus $5,000 for the charity of their choice. If they win the big kabang in Vegas, they will have $25,000 plus $5,000 in cash. So if you're interested in participating in being the next America's Next Bikini Chef, then you definitely want to get into the casting right now and see what kind of prizes might come up for you, right?
This is for bikini chefs. I'm confused. Okay, because I'm a bikini competitor, so this is right up my alley.
Exactly.
Because I'm certified.
It is up your alley, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's up your alley, but it's not. So, so I'm Susan Irby. I was born in Georgia, but most people think I was born in Alabama because I talk a lot about my family being from Alabama and our lake house. Growing up, water skiing all day, being tired, and cooking in our bathing suits, our bikinis. And when I published a book 25 years ago, Cooking with Susan, Southern Family Favorites, I did a book tour, and the media asked me why I loved cooking. And I said it reminded me of home and reminded me of the lake and water skiing and cooking in our bikinis. And so they nicknamed me the Bikini Chef, and the name has stuck throughout all these years. And I have now since published 11 cookbooks along with some diet books. And last year, God woke me up one morning because I'd been praying for decades what are we doing? The Bikini Chef has to be more than just recipes and active lifestyle and fitness. And he said, well, we're going to do America's next Bikini Chef. So I'm going to be passing over the Bikini Chef name and brand, but it has to be a competition series because for 25 years, I have protected the integrity of the brand with the PFFs, lean proteins, high fiber foods, healthy fats, active lifestyle. And there along the way, there have been some like wannabe Bikini Chef imposters, and like, no. So, yeah, so it's really poised to be an incredible, we're already garnering contestants from around the country, and their applications, their submissions, their videos, they have to submit a video with one of their PFF compliant dishes, a healthy lifestyle activity. I bring in the Miss America pageant system in the sense that they have to answer that elusive question, you know, what does the Bikini Chef mean to them? How are they going to represent the platform? Every single time I get a contestant application and their video, I'm literally just moved to tears with how it's touching their lives, touching my life. It's going to touch anybody who watches the show. It really is about, this isn't coming from me. This is coming from the women who want to be competing on the show. It's about freeing and feeling body confidence and embracing a love for self and health and wellness, and putting, you know, being conscious of what we eat and our activities that we do, and really in women's empowerment and embracing body confidence, no matter what shape, size, culture, cuisine. It's really, really beautiful. And yeah, we're bringing this show around the country. Are you guys ready for this?
I am. Hey, Terri, this is right up your alley.
Yeah, I was going to say, Susan, Terri, you're meant to meet Terri. You're speaking her language.
Yeah, I mean, I started, I've always been physically active and always been like a workout fanatic, but I got serious about competing when I was 46 years old. I'm now 57. And I still exercise every day. I eat clean every day, but I also know how to cook so that I can enjoy food, because I enjoy food. I enjoy having a glass of wine every once in a while. And it's all about health and balance and being active. And, you know, the way you stay young when you're older is to be active, and because diet and lifestyle is how you maintain your health in your, you know, later years. And so many people don't really realize the importance of the food they put in their body and how important it is just to do that walk in the morning. And so many people just give up, and you don't have to fall apart. I mean, it's all a mindset. It's mind, muscle, body connection. And if you can, you know, every morning you just get up, say you're going to do, you put your affirmations into that mirror and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my best. You can accomplish anything. And age is just a number, which Brian knows I always say. So this is what I like to preach to women, especially, like, you know, never give up on your dreams. I don't care if you're 6 years old. Do not give up on your dreams. It's never too late.
Yeah.
You know?
Snaps to you, Terri. Yes. that was her audition right there.
What's exciting about this reality competition series is that it's open to ages 25 to 55, right? And I originally was considering doing women and men, but then I thought, no, let's focus on the women. Let's focus on the ladies now. And then we can do the men's spin-off series.
Totally.
I have a question.
There we go.
Why did you cut it off at 55? Because I'm 57, and I'm just thinking, I don't look my age or act my age. I mean, so anyway,
because I want to do the over 55 version.
Okay,
there you go.
That's pretty good.
And that I
don't like to admit that I'm that old, but I guess, you know, I should be proud of the way that I look, and I am this age. So, you know, when I was young, what was funny is when I was in my 30s, I was still modeling, and I was telling everybody I was modeling with. I was 7 years younger because I always looked younger than I was, and it was so funny because later on I'd be at dinner with some of my girlfriends and I'd be like, I'm like 7 years older than you. They're like, what? Like, so it was. But back in those days, you were able to lie about your age in Hollywood. I think everybody did. So.
And change their names.
Yeah.
Right.
How did the Dancing Divas get the name? Where did that come from? And how did you start going from state to state? Because I like the fact that you guys are spread out around the country.
Okay. Well, we're Dining Divas, and we began in South Florida about 7 years ago. And it was a group of ladies who, entrepreneurs, loved getting together, cuisine and culture. And then over those last 7 years, it has expanded. We branched out to our New York chapter last year and Dining Divas Texas. Oh my gosh. Okay. Justine is on the Dining Divas California chapter now. We've been filming like our gold carpets. When you saw some red carpets, we've been filming a little bit here and there. We will be launching soon. I'll let Justine speak to that, what we have planned maybe in July. And it's really about culture, cuisine, diversity, and always and immersing ourselves into the history of each state, right? So each state has its own story. And we are fortunate to live in a state in California that has so much history. The California mission towns alone, there's so much here, just even in our proximity, without even leaving the Los Angeles or Orange County area, but of course, the whole state. So we're very excited about sharing the story of California through different culture, cuisine, and diversification. And Justine, why don't you share a little bit about our charitable interest?
Yeah, it's very important to us to do a model of being of service, and also how we bond and have the unity in community. And we are very fortunate to have gotten to know Lisa Nichols. Some of us, even Susan was in a mastermind with her last year. I got to meet her at a speak and write, and she actually spoke at the event that we were all at this past week. And she has a camp for the welfare and mental health of kids, and it's really her baby. Her son Jelani runs it, and it's right here in Wrightwood, California, which is around Big Bear. So we are going to film different things at the camp, show these kids, show their transition from start to end. They camp this year. It's only the third year of the camp, and they are trying to make it free for everyone. They don't want finances to restrict someone who needs to be there. And I think it's from, I don't hold me to this, but maybe 12 to 17, I think is the range of ages. And so they're really, and we want to help get sponsors both in restaurants and open up the area to show what's at Big Bear, because there's so many wonderful things. But in order to sponsor one child, they need $997 per child. So donations, in fact, we can maybe even post a link here for them. And of course, we're going to need to do some co-sponsorships to make our episode and highlight what is going on there. Interviewing Lisa, interviewing Jelani, interviewing the kids, and showing all the amazing things that are going to be happening. It's called Motivating Teen Spirit. Her organization is motivating, oh my gosh, someone help me here. Motivating
masses.
Yeah, so this is Teen Spirit. And I actually will grab the link and put it in the chat so you guys have it. And we will be looking for sponsors too. So you can reach out to Susan and I to help sponsor the episode, which is going to highlight Motivating Teen Spirit with Lisa Nichols and Jelani Nichols.
That's so exciting. And Brian, they also are involved in work in Kenya as well. Justine's done quite a lot of work there. And I just want to
Tanzania. I
bring
was in
that up.
Tanzania, but we are having a whole, the Divas are part of, it's a really beautiful thing. There's so much happening that is spinning off. We have a global network, and it's so exciting. One thing I know, we talked about the cuisine and showing off the different beautiful things in Southern California or Texas or New York, but also our sisterhood and how we support one another is probably one of my most loved things about the Diva Network and the Dining Divas California, because we want to show women supporting women. We have some shows out there that don't necessarily highlight that. And I think it's very important, especially for our youth. And I actually was in Tanzania working with entrepreneurial women who microfund with $2 a month, which blew my mind. And they are joyous and free, but how much could we help them with $5 a month, $10 a month, and then we worked with young women, bringing them reusable menstrual products so that they can stay in school, because often they don't have a place to change. They don't have proper hygiene. And so they just go home for those 7 days, and then a lot of them don't go back because they're falling behind. And you will find in Africa, there is a huge honoring of education. And so having a way to help these kids stay in school, and we work with a nonprofit over there, the Naguzu Women and Youth Foundation. So we hope to go back and just continue to have global impact in that way.
That's good to hear that. That's definitely important. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people go over there. When you guys get to Tennessee, I'm going to nominate Howard. I'm going to nominate Jenny Jackson, because she would be great for them as one of the Dining Divas in Tennessee. Her dad's the state senator there, but she used to work at Carlac Motors, all high-end cars. She's got her list is billionaires and millionaires. She's one of our really, really good friends out of Nashville, but also she works at King's Jewelers. So everybody in the world of country gets their jewelry from Jenny. So she's really good with everything.
Hint, Brian, we plan to film in Memphis and Nashville in August. So we'll be in touch.
Oh, so this is where Howard. This is where the guys help support you women at that point.
Yeah.
So that'll be good, because when Howard goes out dancing, he's dancing with all kinds of. I've never seen so many women in my life that are all in Nashville now. That used to be in different places around the country. I kid you not.
It's
They're
a great.
all there.
Yeah. And I have a wonderful connection that we are sort of luring into our Diva web in Louisville, Kentucky, that do a big charitable gala the night before Kentucky Derby. So we want to converge on Memphis for this event, and it would be great to meet. And we also are launching Diva Locals, so we might be able to get some local action going with your friend right in Tennessee.
Yeah. I could see that happening. Talk about this. I met someone. She's Black from Florida. I'm sure you guys know her. She didn't know Carol yet. And we met on Easy Way, one of the pitch parties there. I think her name was Charisma or something like that. But we talked.
I'm not sure.
Carissa or
Carissa. Yes.
Carissa. Oh, that's right. I did meet her. Yes. And she's launched a skincare line. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's supposed to be sending me some stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. See, that's why I like you women. I'm starting to get all these products from women, nothing from the men. But it works, unisex and everything. So I'll take it.
Well, Fun Beauty, is being developed by Carissa. She's one of our Divas, Dining Divas Florida team, and one of our founding members of Dining Empire, actually, along with myself and two others. But her beauty brand is science-based. And one of the reasons why she wanted to do it was because when she was part of the Divas, we're always putting on this makeup and everything all the time. She's like, I think I want to be more clear about what I'm putting on my skin all the time. And so she decided to develop her skincare line, Philo Beauty. So we were just in an earlier call today about that. So
And Susan, didn't she help get some funding through the network as well, like through the entrepreneurship, and it helped launch it? I seem to recall hearing that.
The Dining Empire and Philo America Sex, there have been discussions about that, but nothing finalized as of yet. So.
Well, it's just the support is where I think we all feel a little bit more empowered. And just so you know, Brian, because you asked earlier, female voices often sell products a little better than men. It's
I
been
know they
science.
do. I was so honored when I took my voice lessons back in the early 90s from Lou Hunt. I called her early this year and she goes, I remember you. Why are you calling? I'm like, Lou, you changed my life. She had no idea. You know, I wanted to get her on the show, but she was, man, you talk about Mel Blanc for everybody in the audience who doesn't know. You talk about Bugs Bunny. All those classic cartoon voices, he did them all. And
Wow.
you know, when you can have a lot of those, especially because women do sell more products. I love closing my eyes and listening to women's voices. I mean, you know, my voice, this is not my booth, it's my friend's voiceover booth. It's right next to me. And it's one of those things where they do. And again, if it weren't for Lou, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing because she's responsible for saying, Brian, you're a warm and friendly guy. I had no idea. I thought my voice sucked. It was high pitched. It was coming out of radio. You know, radio doesn't work with voiceovers.
Yeah.
And then I heard one tape, and she Dave Sebastian Williams said, find that person that you can identify with. And it was the guy from Roots. I can't remember his name. I heard his voice. I'm like, my voice sounds like it, LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton, yeah.
And I said, my voice sounds like his. And I said, oh, I get it.
It's so interesting. And I always tell my students, be aware of who's on TV and who's popular, because often when we get auditions, they'll say, we're looking for a Morgan Freeman, we're looking for, but they don't mean to sound like them. They mean, I always say, think about the attitude, or how do you feel when you hear Morgan Freeman? Oh, I feel I can trust him, or he's authoritative, but he's kind and compassionate. And I'm like, look at those words. That's what you want to bring authentically into your voice, not sounding like Morgan Freeman. And that seems to translate with people pretty well.
Yeah. Howard, you were talking earlier about you thought voiceovers was hard.
Yeah, I do. But I have a question about the Bikini Divas. Are you said body imaging? So are you looking for women with a beautiful body or all kinds of body? And if it's all kinds of body, how are you promoting that?
Well, I sent it out for contestants who enjoy promoting PFF, like the protein, healthy fiber, healthy fat. They're from all over the country. We have contestants in Chicago, Florida, New York, Atlanta, Texas, everywhere. And
so
honestly,
they're all fit bodies.
No.
Right? No. Well, then if you're eating healthy, you're going to be fit. How can you not have a fit body if you're not eating healthy?
Well, they have to, when they submit their PFF compliant dish, and then they do have to demonstrate an active lifestyle activity. And it's on video, and they talk about that in there. But we have women of all shapes and sizes. I mean, come on, we have I don't know.
Women who just gave birth. I mean, there's hormonal issues.
But we have like a Denise Austin, who's like fit. And then you have, say, Venus and Serena Williams. They're fit, but they're not necessarily a size 2, you know? So you have all shapes and sizes, cultures. I love getting these videos and seeing them in their daily life. We got Pilates and weight. We have some bikini competitors. Yeah, but we don't have to fit. We have, the goal is that to get people watching this show, if they can make 1 or 2 changes in their diet to incorporate a healthier foods, and then they're empowered or encouraged to get off the couch and get out and do an active lifestyle activity. That's who we're looking for. So we're going to be filming. There are going to be 6 regional winners. So that's going to be 60 women. So 10 in each market: California, Texas, Florida, Georgia, New York, Illinois. And so it's going to be a balance of everything. We have a panel of 5 judges. It's not just me, and the judges are a mixture of men and women. Some chefs, some fitness experts, a beauty pageant winner, all different diversities, cultures. And the reason for that is because it's not up to me. We have a panel of judges, and it's really exciting. And each person competing will share their story. They demonstrate their active lifestyle. They will be cooking. This is the first ever figure flattering chef and active lifestyle reality TV competition. It's never been done before. And
so are they eliminated along the way to get to the final? I mean, are they competing against each other and then weeded down?
So they are, but not. It's not like Top Chef while they line up and they're competing against their mystery basket of food, right? They bring their own culture and cuisine. It has to be PFF compliant. They present their dish to the judges in a bikini and an apron, by the way. And I was going to wear my bikini for you today, but I didn't. And then
you're from Alabama. You can get away with it.
Your shot on the website is awesome. Go to her bikinichef.com website.
I love that yellow dress.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's one of my favorite. So we'll have 6 regional winners. So yeah, we'll start with 10 in each market, and they compete in 2 episodes. Going to drop as a 4-episode mini season in each market. So it's a huge fun production. And then we get it down to the top 5. And then those top 5 do another dish. And then they share what the Bikini Chef means to them. How would they represent the platform? And then we'll select the second runner-up, first runner-up, and the winner. Then when we have the 6 regional winners, we will fly them to Las Vegas to compete for the grand title of America's Next Bikini Chef. It's so exciting. I get goosebumps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where would this air on? It's what channel?
It is set. We are in collaboration with Fubu Network and Fubu Studios, and it will be distributed across Amazon Prime, Google TV, Apple TV, and 12 other streaming platforms. So Peacock, Tubi, all those different streaming.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You have good distribution there for that. I look forward to the convention in 2 years. I can see that just growing that quickly. It reminds me, I remember for Bravo and NBC, we were doing the Real Housewives of Orange County, and I saw the women. I think it was like 04, 06 when I interviewed. Nobody wanted to talk to them. I was stuck talking to them, and I said, "You guys are going to be stars in 3 months." I said 6 months. It was 3 months, and then there's 2 of them are still on. And I said, I didn't see that going that long. I'm just branching out, but I see this happening the same way. But I see this being a lot more popular because it's food-based.
Yes. One thing we have attached, so we have celebrity hosts attached. We have 3 judges that travel with the show, but in each market, we're going to have 2 guest judges. So, sports stars, pageant winners, celebrities. But one of my favorite aspects about the show is that recently we met someone in LA. Justine, you weren't there when we met him, but he has an organization called Foster Warriors, and it's about celebrating veterans and veterans who have suffered specific trauma. And so one of the Navy SEAL veterans is going to make a special appearance in the grand finale. He is a gourmet chef, and he's going to prepare a healthy meal. And I'm hoping that we can have him announce America's Next Bikini Chef men's series.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple minutes left. Howard, let's talk about what's next to you there. And what do you got coming up?
That's an imperial yellow vase. It actually used to belong to the last emperor of China. It's one of a pair. I've got the magazine that it was featured in. Just one of my collections, which I've collected all my life. Let's see, what do I have coming up? Well, my next thing is I'm looking forward. I want to move to Chattanooga. So I've got plans to do that. I went yesterday and kind of toured around and bought some more art. I cannot help myself from spending money. I do it all the time, you know. And I'd have no walls that are blank, nothing. I'm a maximalist. I even have my own styles called stacked and layered. So I want as much as I can, and the more I see, the happier I get.
I can see that.
That's it.
Carol?
Eric, I want to give, Brian, I had Eric Zuli on my mind. I want to give a shout out to Easy Way, because the Divas are also involved with Easy Way and Easy Way TV, as we are. So that's a great streaming platform right there. And I am super excited to be delivering these master classes. I've got this one coming up Thursday to really help great women have great wealth for great impact in the world. I feel like right now is our time, more than any time in history has ever happened before. And so it's something where we can step up and participate in creating a greater world together, each in our very special, individual and unique ways.
Gosh, I'm thinking about Italy these days. Give us one piece of advice of you traveling outside the U.S. for the first time.
So am I. I keep on thinking about Rome, and I'm looking at a picture that I actually got over there. It was like this really cool thing. Like they had like an old school like camera, like probably from like the 60s. Like it was so cool. And he like took a picture of us and made it into a newspaper.
Oh wow.
It was so freaking cool. So that's me and my mom. And it's like such a nice memory to have on my, you know, I loved it.
Let's see that again.
Let me show you.
That's so cool.
Yeah. We created like a newspaper type thing, and our picture right there, black and white, like super cool. Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow.
And your socials?
Oh yeah, it's Vocally Tosh on all social media platforms. You can listen to my music on all streaming platforms. My artist name is my real name, Nathasha Rumbos. And what else is coming up? Well, this Friday we have a new song coming out as a collaboration. So I'll definitely be posting about that on all my social media. And then a cool, fun thing that I'm doing now is that now that I started like creating content, I started working with some brands, and this brand specifically gave me this multivitamin, which I've been trying out, and we've been creating some amazing content and, you know, kind of learning on my editing skills. So that's something that I'm working on now, which is exciting, that I keep on developing my creative way when it comes to edits, to be able to, you know, work with more brands and make a living off that, because I'm done bartending. I don't want to bartend anymore. I've been bartending for 6 years, so I'm like, I'm over it. I'm done.
Terri?
You can find me on Nonstop Terri Marie on all platforms. On TikTok, I'm on TikTok Shop. I do a lot of beauty products, a lot of supplements, a lot of stuff for health and fitness is really what the products that I represent on there, going on with my fitness background. So yeah, that's where you can find me. And then also TerriMarieOfficial.com. I've got some fitness stuff on there as well.
Susan, social media links?
At the Bikini Chef and at America's Next Bikini Chef. There you go.
And Justine, talk about local Divas Loco.
Yeah,
Divas.
Yeah, so on my link tree, I have some information posted about the Divas, but the Divas Locals is exciting because in your town, you could maybe run a chapter, and we have some information. We actually have a call tomorrow morning on Wednesday, if anyone's hearing this and would like to tune in at 9 a.m. Pacific. Talking specifically about Diva Locals. My platforms are just my name at Justine Reiss. It's REISS. Same with Linktree, same with LinkedIn, and JustineReissVoices.com also.
And you would say one last thing on motivating teen spirit too, right?
Yes. Thank you so much for asking us. So I actually put the motivating theteenspirit.com is where you can actually donate. Please mention if you heard about this here, mention Diva, mention Justine, or mention the show. We would really appreciate it, and so would Lisa Nichols, to support mental health in our youth today.
And before we let's, I got to get to Stolen Time, the latest documentary on elderly abuse out of Canada.
Wow.
It's streaming on VOD right now. It's very, very good. One of the attorneys, I'm going to interview her next. We just did Chris White from the Zombies. Remember that band, the rock and roll band, the Zombies?
Fun.
You know, prime of the season. And the director Robert Schwartzman, which was really, really good. It's called Hung Up on a Dream, The Zombies. Check that out. And as I always say, thank you, young ladies, because it's all about empowering women. Tosh, Carol, Terry, Susan, Justine, Howard, myself. And I always say this, have a good night tonight. It's a better day tomorrow. You see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world definitely needs it. This is Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, and we will see you next week.
Bye.